So I heard some sad news yesterday, and I heard that Clinton Riddle passed away, and this is pretty sad. He was a really great man, and I got to spend some time with him, interviewing him, and just it was just really great hearing his stories and his poetry. And I thought I would just take just a minute to highlighting here of some time that we spent with him. This was one visit that I took Alex with me. This was actually 2011.
Our division got credit for 422 days under enemy fire.
Wow. Wow.
I was in 6 battles, 4 of them were invasions.
You know, one thing that stuck out in my mind when you were talking about, you know, ending up where you ended up was, you said you crash landed, and that's the gliders.
Okay, right there is a picture of the British Horsey glider. I carried a camera with me, also combat. I took a whole bunch of pictures. That was made about 5 minutes after we landed. You see the invasion stripes on the wings. They could be identified from the air or from the ground, either one. Now the American glider, there's a model there behind you.
So what was it like? I mean, I don't know how anybody can imagine what it was like in one of those gliders coming down with the thought of maybe surviving or not surviving, or...
Well, our casualties was 11% on landing alone and 46% overall. There's 155 of us went into Normandy, and only 38 come back. In Holland, they raised their quota to 195, and there was only 68 of us came back. I went to a reunion about 3 years ago up in Ohio, and they checked the roster, and out of the original ones, they could only account for 4 of us. Since then, one of those members have passed away. I understand that out of 16 million men, that there's only 1 million left. There's 740 passing away every day. One of the neat things that Clinton shared with us was all the memorabilia that he had, and this is just a few things here. Marching. Those are authentic. I mean, you brought those back. That's a real McCoy. Wow. Wow. This is a microphone for a German fighter plane. Wow. He fastened that some way to his throat like that. I don't know how, but. Wow. And while we're this close, this has nothing to do with the war whatsoever, but I'm proud of it. They presented me a key to the city? Key to the city. Oh, that's neat. Is that Sweetwater? Sweetwater. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's neat. That's an honor. Haven't found anything that would fit, but I've got it. The steps up there and looked at her eyes. It doesn't have eyes, it's got an eye hole there. We need to take a trip to New York, don't we, Alex? Mm-hmm. It's taken about 5 minutes after we landed. We hit so hard that I was a company radio man and broke the antenna off of the radio, and I was down on my knees taking the antenna off a walkie-talkie and attaching it to the Field 300. And this photographer come along and took my picture while I was down on my knees there. Wow. And there's 2 German fighter planes coming over strafing about that time. And where was that? That was in France, Normandy. Wow. Hold on, don't drop it. Wow. Isn't that neat? Mm-hmm. You know, Alex, you don't have time. Hold a lot of stuff there. Pictures that I made in '94 when I went back over there. Wow. Put that back in the holster. Do you read much? Oh yeah. I read. Yeah. And Alex is a big reader. This. Well, that was pretty amazing, wasn't it, Alex?
I'm honored to be able to do that kind of thing. I mean, for a World War II veteran who's been through all those major battles and all the,
and survive,
still be alive to tell the tale.
Come back and live that long afterwards.
And he had such a detailed memory. He could remember every little
He's got a better memory than I do. That was something else. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to do a short little tribute to Clinton, and I thought I would close out this video with some of his poetry.
Between battles, to pass the time off, I started writing poetry. And this one I entitled A Soldier's Prayer, D-Day in Normandy. I have seen the flaming rockets and heard the barks of a gun. I have heard the whines of shells when the battles have begun. I have faced a daring enemy, and I have seen him slain. I have hiked for miles and miles through the heat and rain. I have flown the emerald sky and sailed the ocean blue. I have traveled the land so wide with all the buddies I knew. But all of them could not compare with the feeling I have felt whenever I stopped a little while and before my God I knelt. I know He is with me wherever I may go. I pray a little prayer each night the best I know. I know not what the future holds, or into what country I may be. I'm trusting in the Savior on high to give the comfort and power to me, to always walk the narrow way and to always hold a hand. And when the war is over, I may return unmolested to my native land.